Good morning, guys. It's going to be an exciting day today. Heading to UMW Toyota headquarters in Shah Alam to drive the new Toyota Hilux. So here we go. So we are finally here at UMW Toyota headquarters in Shah Alam. As you can see, lots and lots of activity, lots and lots of new Hilux Rogues. So we are driving to Jandabai and Genting Highlands. Nice mixture of back roads, highways and such. But most interestingly is the new Rogue. Alright, in the new Hilux Rogue, it's actually a really nice interior. You know, Hiluxes have this near vertical, like very long, elongated dashboard, so it gives it a very, you know, typical truckish kind of character, which is not a bad thing. I quite like it actually. And switches, everything nice. The new speedometer, very elegant, looks really good as well, very crisp sounding.
Your lead car, this blue Hilux, is coming out.
Alright, we're almost ready to go. So yeah, I have an entire day with this. Let's see how it goes. So yeah, out of Toyota, on the road right now. And I want to say that, you know, during the product introduction earlier, they're talking about the variable flow power steering system. What this basically means is that the steering system, the electronic steering system, is speed sensitive. That means the faster you go, the heavier it becomes. The slower you are, the lighter it becomes. This gives you confidence at higher speeds, you know, because it doesn't react to the slightest input, so it gives you better stability. And at lower speeds, it becomes lighter so that it's easy to maneuver the car around. And which is great, I can tell you, it works fantastically. It doesn't work as well as some of the other pickup trucks I've driven, but it's still pretty fantastic, pretty comfortable, pretty nice to drive actually. So
exit the roundabout. Keep right in the fork.
What I really like is the power. 208 PS, so roughly about 205 horsepower. 500 Newton meters of torque. Let's not forget that the E60 M5 with all its 5-liter naturally aspirated V10 had 500 Newton meters of torque. This has 500 Newton meters of torque as well, except perhaps about 300 horsepower less. But still, a lot of power, man. A lot of power.
500 meters. Keep right at the fork.
Initial impression is I'm actually quite impressed. I really like the comfort of the cabin. Notice how quiet it is, which is great. I actually, you know, this is unlike pickup trucks. The Ranger Wildtrak has this as well. Oh, it also has a blind spot monitoring system. That's really handy, especially in a pickup truck.
Keep right at the
So anyway,
fork.
talking about quiet cabins, right? So the Ranger Wildtrak uses a technology called anti-noise cancellation. It's basically the same technology as you would have in Bose headphones. You know, pilots use it on their headphones. So what it does is it cancels out all ambient sounds by emitting a lower frequency, so that in your eardrums you basically hear nothing lah. But I don't see microphones here, or maybe this is it. I'm not quite sure. I have to ask Toyota later. But it's actually quite a nice, quiet interior. I'm quite impressed. Right. I had a chance to drive this ever so slightly on the highway. Of course, I'm gonna get more time. But I just wanted to say this. You know, lane departure assist systems are terribly annoying, because sometimes in an emergency situation, you need to suddenly get the car out of the way. So in that instance, sometimes you just want to pull the car out of the way, right? But unless this LDA, lane departure assist systems, does not let you do that unless you indicate. So it's an emergency situation, right? How many things can you do? You can't indicate at the same time, you can't pull the car at the same time, and it's very irritating. LDAs are very irritating because they tend to stop you from pulling away. They pull you back into the lane that you're supposed to be in. But of course, safety systems and all, that's not so much the issue over here. But I'm just trying to say that it can be very annoying. Good thing then that in the Hilux you can actually turn the bugger off. The other thing about this LDA is the fact that it comes with something called a yaw assist. A yaw assist actually helps you stay in your lane also in an emergency situation. So let's say you were to drift out of your lane, you know. So what it does that it automatically brakes the inner wheels to pull you back into the lane that you're supposed to be in. Something like dropping an anchor. So we are here in Genting Highlands, coming across a bunch of different roads with the new Toyota Hilux Rogue. So we went through back roads, we went through some really congested roads, highways of course. We took the Uluyam road to come up here. One thing I can tell you about the new Toyota Hilux Rogue is that it has really matured to be a really nice all-rounded machine. It's a very good, I wouldn't say it's the most comfortable in its class or the nicest to drive in its class, but has a Hilux. For fans of the Hilux who are looking to buy or upgrade to a new Hilux, it's an incredible machine, there's no doubt about it. You know? And so this is the Rogue variant, right? Let's start from the front again. So the Rogue variant, the 2.8 litre one, is the top of the line version. So of course you get this blacked out grille over here, you get LEDs with a daytime running light over here, and you get the blacked out rims, get this black accented body panels which kind of look weird if you ask me. The side steps look really good, and unfortunately this bar is optional, and for fans of outdoors, or if you have to carry a lot of stuff, you'll be happy to know that it comes with a valve that makes things, picking this up really easy. See, it doesn't just drop down. Limit of 100 kg on this, so you can easily sit if you're out there camping or you need to carry stuff and load stuff. So this makes it easy. What's very good as well is the bed liner, especially over here. This protects the paintwork from scratches. As you can see, LED rear lights as well. I'm not a big fan of stickers, but this kind of looks good on this car. So this is the top of the line variant. Inside, plush leather seats, not the best in class, but very comfortable, very nice, soft leather. And let's take a seat. So this meter panel is all new, Optitron meter panel. Looks good, looks very futuristic. Entertainment system comes with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which is a necessity these days considering how much time you spend behind the wheel. So this is fantastic. Touchscreen, very intuitive, very easy to use. Automatic air conditioning over here, so the buttons feel nice and soft as well. So this is what you need to turn in case you want to go from two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive to low four-wheel drive. This is when you need to pull stuff and all. So good amount of cup holders. There's one over here and there's one over here as well. So this tucks away flush with this panel over here. It sits flush. Very nice. Alright, so we've been driving the new Toyota Hilux Rogue 2.8 litre for the entire day actually. Following up from my previous video in the morning, the introduction and getting to know the car. Safe to say that got to know the car pretty well actually. It has a first impression. of course, I'm hoping to get the car at a later date where we will be able to, you know, review the car more extensively. By the way, this is my brother from another mother, Yap Kam Fu from Full Throttle. Check them out. Where do I go, bro? Up here, right?
Up here. Yeah.
And as a first impression, the Hilux Rogue 2.8 litre, of course, it's the second update to the 8th generation Toyota Hilux. And if you go back to the history of the Hilux, throughout the history books of the Hilux, it has always been known as a utilitarian workhorse.
Yeah. It's a lane kit assist.
So it has always been known as a utilitarian workhorse. And in the current edition, the 8th generation second model update, and now in the Rogue edition, it is still a utilitarian workhorse, but it's also an urbanized Hilux, meaning that this is a truck that you can go to meetings with, go around your daily business with, and go. Not quite sure whether it will impress your in-laws, but you can try. And the Hilux has basically grown to be a very well-rounded machine, and no longer is it just for those who need a heavy-duty workhorse. So in the Rogue edition, as I mentioned earlier, you get that body kit. Like it or hate it, it's there. There are parts about it that I don't quite like, especially on the wheel arches. So I thought that could have been better, but there's no doubt that it's a handsome looking car. In the 2.8 litre version, you get the LED headlights together with the LED daytime running lights, which is a great addition. You also get LED rear lamps, brake lights, so that's pretty nice as well. You get the blacked out rims. Unfortunately, it's a rollover bars, is it? What? The
sport bars.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the sports bars are
option.
They don't come standard. So as good as they look, if you have some extra cash to splash, go for that. They look good, no doubt. So that's the outside. The inside is pretty much unchanged. You do get the automatic air conditioning. The buttons feel really solid. They feel like they'll last the lifetime of the car. The entertainment system now comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which I mentioned earlier, are an absolute must in today's day and age, where we spend so much time behind the wheel of our cars that Apple CarPlay and Android Auto simply makes your ownership experience a lot more pleasant. Quality wise, top notch, no dramas. There are some hollow points over here, Fox Pass metal, and the leather seats. Leather is nice, plush and soft, not bad, but the seats, I find my fats hanging out around the side, so perhaps a bit wider seats would be better. But that's not to say that I'm complaining. The seats are still pretty okay, still pretty comfortable. And in terms of the interior, what else can I say? It does come with a dash cam, has standard now, and there's rear air conditioning vents, which, if I'm not mistaken, the Toyota Hilux Rogue is the first pickup truck in this segment to come with rear air conditioning vents. So that's a plus point. And I also really like how there's so many cup holders. Makes your life behind the wheel a lot better, especially if you're doing long distances and stuff. So that's really nice as well. Other than that, USB ports, you have two USB ports, 3 on the entertainment system. The one on the entertainment system is the one that connects you to either Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So you can charge stuff, you can, get down to your favorite music. So it's almost very much car-like. But what is not car-like though is the suspension. If you notice, still a lot of it picks up all the small unevenness on the roads. It's still bumpy in that sense. But keep in mind that this is ultimately a pickup truck. It has leaf springs at the back, and this is a truck designed to carry loads, to tow heavy loads. It's not designed to be a comfortable everyday machine. Comfort is by the way. This thing is meant for a workhorse lifestyle. I know I said that this is no longer a workhorse, but that's only because of the features. Comfort wise, it's still very much a workhorse. Look at that. I'm sure you can see it bouncing around, and so that's the essence of a pickup truck. You know, if there's only one pickup truck that is really comfortable, it's the Nissan Navara, and that's because it comes with independent suspension, all four-wheel independent suspension, no leaf spring. So yeah. Also, back to the interior, I also want to point out that earlier on I said that the steering system is an electronic steering system. Actually it's not, it's still hydraulic, and even though it's a hydraulic steering system, it's speed sensitive as well. I'm not quite sure how they managed to do that, but it's pretty impressive. So earlier on I was complaining that the steering system is quite heavy, but that's because it's an hydraulic based steering rack. So it might sound all old school and anti-technology, but the fact of the matter is it'll last a lifetime. You know, you maintain this car right, and it will last you a lifetime. Pretty sure of that. So onto the engine, 2.8 litre turbocharged, putting out 208 PS, 500 Newton meters of torque. God knows how many times I've repeated that actually, but that's the figures. I did say that it's quite fuel efficient, and it's been over half a day. We went up to Jandabai, went up to Genting twice, Gotong Jaya actually, not Genting, and been running around, you know, through traffic, and we did a quarter tank. Actually, Kung Fu here mentioned that the fuel efficiency is only 4% better than the previous model.
Yeah.
Right? So 4% also 4%. I for a 2.8 litre engine, I thought it was alright. But power delivery is very linear. You know, even though it has 208 PS, it's not explosive in the delivery. Next count. So it's not explosive in the delivery. Now 208 PS and 500 Newton meters of torque in a petrol engine, in a hot hatch, now that will be a rocket, but not here in the Hilux. All that power is designed to move stuff. Either you're moving stuff on the bed, or you are pulling stuff as a towing stuff, right? So, but you can never go wrong with power, so I'm not complaining. And so what is it that I do not like about the Hilux? Well, I did think that comfort could be better. The interior is surprisingly quiet, so that adds to the plus point. But in terms of suspension, I thought it's still very utilitarian-like in its comfort, and handling is alright. It's still, you know, you still get a lot of body roll and stuff, but of course this is no hot hatch, so we are not even going to go there. But other than that, I thought it's quite basic as well. I thought even though it has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and such, but I would have liked if the entertainment system was slightly bigger. And other than that, I guess when I drive this car for a longer period of time, I will reserve my final judgment for that. But as a first impression, it's not bad. You just have to come to terms with paying nearly 147,000 ringgit for this. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's a Toyota, and if I'm not mistaken, it comes with a 5-year warranty. So it's not going to give up on you if you don't give up on it, right? Again, the only thing that you have to worry about when you're driving a Toyota Hilux is making sure nobody steals it. Thank you for watching. I'll be back with a more extensive review of the Toyota Hilux Rogue 2.8.